Welcome to round 2 in Liège, France. We're here on practice day at the World Cup, and this is a brand new track this year. It's also a track that the riders have been asking for a long time. It's just one of those tracks that makes you really love riding your bike.
It's honestly the best track we've had in years, dude.
I would agree 100%. Amazing track, has everything in it.
It is so good, but man, it's gnarly.
Come on! It's a new track for everyone. Everyone wants to spend as much time as possible learning the lines, getting their bike set up. But first, you have to get up there.
I feel like if it starts raining, we're gonna be miserable.
So let's walk down and see who can put together the puzzle that is Liège. This is a perfect example of old Liège versus new Liège. Old Liège was fast, but not so technical. This is fast and technical, and it just gets better as we go down. I knew you were trolling. Why?
95% of us don't know where the lines are going to form, you know, we've never ridden it before, so like first section, everyone stops. Second section, probably the same.
Oh my lord, that's so gnarly. This is the first World Cup of the season where the fans are allowed to be on the track. It is such an amazing sight to see. Normally, road gaps are not that big of a deal, jumps are not that big of a deal at the World Cup, but here, they've been watching, they've been looking, adjusting their speed. Goes to show how difficult this track really is. I had to stop us here because this is just the nicest rut of all time. Like, it's so good. Like, you can take unlimited speed here. It's so good. It's like what you live for as a rider, even though it's just a random turn on the track. Oh, baby! Oh my God! So far, the track doesn't look as wet. Are the roots like really slippery already?
Yeah, the roots are already slippery already, so yeah. It isn't easy because the track is brand new and a lot of roots are coming every run. So yeah, but it's cool to ride.
So when the riders talk about a track having different lines, this is a section that you can really see it in. You can tell how uncertain the riders are by how many tracks are in each line. So people will be trying the outside one run, the inside the next run, and it won't really get figured out until finals day.
I did 2 runs and I'm completely lost. I'm like riding, I'm like, what's coming next? And then, oh yeah, true. And then, oh yeah, that was the line. And it's taking way more time to learn, and so I'm gonna have to do more runs than usual.
This is what we love, and it's so good to ride something we don't know by heart and new lines that, you know, we are thinking again.
So when you were picking your line coming into this turn, did you account for what's coming after it? You saw Tani rail the outside, try to keep a really high average speed up. The track's a little bit easier to ride there, and then Pom tried to set up higher, go super far inside, slipped on the roots a little bit, but that, if she can get that line, is gonna set her up way better for that next section, which is gonna allow her to carry more speed. Go, Jacob! Go! Go! This is right after the first split, and we're actually standing where the camera will be picking them back up when they come into the woods on Red Bull TV. I wanted to give you guys some insight so you know what you're looking for. We have one line to my left and one line to my right. The line to the left is probably going to stay the main line, but it'll get really, really rooty, really, really rough. I love seeing this because you have one main line, which you just saw them do, but the roots are coming out already. And you have another line where if you go right up by the Oakley and then you would cut down. You can see a couple of riders are starting to get inside here, and by race day, there's probably going to be a rut built up here, and that's going to allow you to skip all of these routes because that hole is just going to be huge. This is the stuff that's just super cool. It's where the experience comes into play. So you would kind of ask yourself, like, why are the riders going so slow here, doing this like really awkward hop? And it's because you have to turn 90 degrees, catch this really inside rut, and then hop right next to the tree. That was insane. And if you don't get it, you slide all the way down to that lower rut. You only have one chance to get that little rut, or else you're down into the pads. Wild. On a track like this, what does it mean to gain and lose time? Like where is the race won and lost?
I'm really hoping this track is going to allow for a little bit more mistakes because it is really long. It's got so many individual sections that I'm hoping times are going to be separated. So I don't think it's going to be as strict this week. And it's very steep, so you can get away when you make a small mistake. As long as you're confident, you let the brakes off. Hopefully it should carry you out. But it just confidence, like many tracks. You need to be really confident with what you're about to do and make a plan A and stick with it, really. Not much more to it.
Thanks so much.
Just like that.
I talked about how much I love the red up top, but this might be my new favorite. It's hard to overstate just how steep and technical this track is. Even though we're close to the bottom in the Mercedes-Benz Blackwood section, it just doesn't let up. Not only are we going to test the riders' skills, but we're also going to test their physicality and see who's been in the gym all winter long. I'm really glad you guys can see this because the World Cups are gnarly, but they're not dangerous. So we have a gap jump here. They're taking out a big route that was causing some riders to crash. We want things to be safe, but we want them to be hard. So this is kind of finding that balance, and I'm glad they're doing it. This is one of those tracks, because it's so new, you kind of want to do a fast run, especially a full run, to get into it, see how it feels. At the same time, the lines have changed throughout practice. You don't know if you can really push. So we'll see if the heavy hitters lay down a fast run just like we see at all the other tracks. All right, Nina, you just went into first by about 17 seconds.
Yeah, because every other girl just didn't do a fast run.
Or maybe because you're going so fast.
Because I enjoy the track.
How important do you think that is to like vibe with the track?
Really important, because when I have a good feeling on the track, when I feel confident and I can push and then I have fun on the bike and then it's getting faster and faster, then I try harder lines and can go faster in the end, yeah.
Greg MINNAAR comes into the lead, barely even breathing hard, beats everyone else by 4 seconds. How was the run?
Cool. It's a bit offline. I didn't do a whole lot of runs, so I wasn't like exactly sure where I was on track. So.
And there was some lines that were like really precise where you had to hop over a route, really get set up a lot. Is that kind of what makes the difference here? Is somebody knowing what different lines to take, or kind of just riding the main line with confidence?
Bro, when you're carrying this weight and this old dog around the track, you just aim for the fast outside, bro. Get off the brakes and go. I can't do the little nibbly stuff. I'm a big man, it's hard to slow me down.
Let her eat.
Old dogs bite hard, right? Go let her eat.
That'll do. I feel really good. I'm still like not pushing hard on some bits, trying to ride smart. So I just really need to dial my lines in a couple bit and get ready to open it up, mate.
Open it up. Let her eat.
Don't worry, we got a few good guys coming today yet. But it's a good sign, good start.
Almost done with time training. You just went into the lead. How is it like?
It's great, Eliot, when you go into the lead. It's drying out. Like, I had a lot of big moments. I think everyone's running like cut muds, and when it's drying out, you hit like a hard pack and it just goes. So I had a couple of them, but I'm pretty breathing. But I just tried to flow everything and like keep moving like I did in Leergang, and I'm happy, I guess.
That look. I feel like this track is made for you. Like, there's so many roots and ruts and like gnarly sections. Do you feel at home in a lot of that stuff?
It's funny because today I'm super uncomfortable. It's so bad. I mean, the jumps are super gnarly and it feels like I'm thinking way more about what could go wrong nowadays than I used to do in juniors. And then, yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's still 2 more days onto the race and just take it as it comes. But I'm not going to stress myself into something I don't feel comfortable about doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like you said, there's been so many winners who don't jump, and this is one of those tracks where you can make up so much time everywhere else. How do you kind of shift your mindset to be more focused on the rest of the track rather than like one thing?
Well, you know, first I just complain about it the whole day. I'm in a really bad mood. Everyone is pissed because I'm pissed. And then I have a switch and I'm like, well, I'm actually fine with it. Just takes 1.5 days and then we see it qualifying, but I don't know. I think there's no point to risk something now. And, you know, I just want to complete my first elite season. And, you know, if I don't win, it's still sick because it's my first elite season, so I don't mind.
Man, Leger delivered the goods today. It was an incredible day of practice here. Nina Hoffmann took the win in the women's time training, and even though there are probably 1,000 different decisions that you have to make up on the track, men were only separated by 1/4 of a second. We had some familiar faces with Troy Brosnan in the lead, some new faces with Bernard KERR, and some really old faces with Greg MINNAAR in 3rd spot. Come finals, it is going to be anyone's for the taking. Make sure to join us on Red Bull TV.